Well, Coach, welcome to Media Day.
Man, this is awesome.
You're surrounded by hundreds of your best friends. Is this as many media people have you been around at one time?
This is the most I've seen in one gathering.
So are you trustful or on edge?
You know what? I'm good.
Yeah.
I feel good right now. I really do. You know, you're undefeated.
That's
feel
right.
Good right now.
That's right.
Not, Bo?
You are absolutely undefeated, and so as you come into this environment, I think you get a little perspective or a reminder of what you're walking into with the SEC, where you're gonna signage is everywhere. It just means more, and you see that when you come to this media day. I mean, how have things been just bigger since you've been here? And what's that adjustment been like for you? Just the magnitude of coaching in this league.
Well, I think first of all, the anonymity of where you are now doesn't exist. I mean, everybody knows who you are. Being a part of the greatest college conference in college football. You're very recognizable, and it's very to the point. Especially when you go to I've had several SEC meetings since I've been at the job, and they make no bones about it. This is a very prideful league and a very prideful place, and got a lot of great tradition, and I'm just honored to be a part of it.
Let's talk a little football. Catch me up on the offseason and really coming out of spring into now, just where you've been able to get your roster to get ready for fall camp.
Yeah, we've had obviously 15 practices, with spring ball. And, from that point, it's really been meetings. We've had meetings through the summer. We've turned them over to Trumaine, Carroll, our strength staff, and they've done a fabulous job. And so just excited about what I've seen since being in and out most of the summer and watching these guys transform. We're in the transformation process of these guys transforming their body, getting them in shape, getting them ready for fall camp. And, everybody's back in the office yesterday. So we had 6 a.m. workouts, and it was great to see those guys out there and ready to go. I know they're excited.
You've talked about speed since you've been on campus. Everybody knows that Chad Morris wants a bunch of speed. How do you balance that with being a physical football team? This is still a defensive line, physical league. I know you're aware of that. So tell me about how physicality fits into what you're doing, and even this year.
Well, I think it's a mindset. It's nothing but a mindset. It's the way we train. It's the way we practice. It's tackling, and being able to go full speed and tackle live, go to the ground as much as you possibly can, and still be smart about it as a head coach, keeping these guys as safe as you can. But you've got to develop that mindset, and it starts with the little things, Bo, and it really does. And it's not just coach talk, but it is truly about the little things. And the mindset of, if we're going to be physical, then we've got to do these things this way, no exceptions. And it starts with the way we train.
What do you have to do to be successful right now?
I think the first thing we've got to do is just be where our feet are. Just live in the moment, be the best we can be today. Have the best, press conference of anybody in the country today, and our players are back training right now and have the best training program we can have today. And then we'll get up tomorrow. We'll worry about tomorrow. And I think that's the thing that as we build this program, and it's a process. And part of that process is understanding that we've just got to be and live in the moment, and it truly is all about the little things that we deal with.
Is it a bigger process than what you thought it was going to be? Is there maybe a little bit more on the roster to work with than you thought? I mean, can you give fans a perspective? Everybody's guessing from the outside. Sure. We're all talking about, hey, what are they going to be able to do year one? Absolutely. Can they make a bowl game? And what's your perspective on that?
Well, I just think that I'm excited about the roster that we have. It's hard to say at this stage where we are. I've only been with them 15 practices, but I do feel like that this team is hungry. I think a lot of that comes down to the guys and the perception. I know that, and we've said this before, but 4-8 is unacceptable, regardless who the coach is. And and these guys have felt that, and they've had to live with that, and they've had to have that bitter taste in their mouth. And talking to them as much as I have and developing relationships with these guys, they understand what happened, and they don't want to go down that road again. And so, we can sit here and talk all day long about what we think, but at the end of the day, we're going to put a product on the field that people are going to be proud of, and we're going to do it one day at a time.
It sounds like, just listening to you talk over spring and out of spring, that you got a very small part of the offense installed, not even really halfway there. Was that intentional? And how is your install going to go between now and game one? And can you be good enough can you get enough on offense to kind of do what you want to do?
Yeah, I think we can. I know we will. We'll have the amount of offense in that these kids can digest, and that these kids can execute. If that means that's 60%, then great. If that means it's just 50 or 80, whatever it is, we're going to come in full speed ahead on August the 3rd with practice number 1, and we are going to inundate. We're going to throw a lot of stuff at them. We're going to throw a lot of stuff on the wall, and we're going to see what sticks, what stuck during the summer. These guys have had player-led workouts, what we call skills and drills. They've had meetings on their own. They've had coaches going through install meetings, and so we're going to see what stuck. And if we can have a great base, then we'll add to the offense from the spring. But it makes no sense in putting in so much or putting in parts of the offense or even the defense that we're not ready for yet.
Yeah. What do you have to have, I guess, to be successful on offense? Let's just say you got 40% of your offense in, and that's where you're comfortable. But without getting too technical, how are you going to be successful on offense? What do you have to have going?
We've got to be able to execute the power, the counter, and the inside zone. Those 3 plays. We got to be able to execute them. We got to be able to block against different fronts, different stunts, different pressures. We got to understand the answers that happen with the power, the counter, and the inside zone. What are our answers if we get field pressure? I know what the answers are. Joe Craddock knows what the answers are, but does the quarterback know what the answers are? Does the wide receivers know what the answers are? Because if we get that, then we got to get to our answer in a hurry. So that's what we've got to be able to execute, and execute at a high level.
News today that Brandon Martin is not on the roster. Update us on his status. Wide receiver.
Yeah, he's not on the roster as of today. From as it was reported, academics, and so we'll see where that goes from here. But I'm just really excited about the guys that we have, and it's been a part of this whole summer, because it truly has been about the development of these young men this summer. That's where it all started, from the day we walked off that field there in Little Rock at that spring game, that last practice, to where we are August the 3rd. That's where you grow your football team.
Do you expect them to be back? Or do you have...
Bo, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know at this stage. I can't answer that.
And you've made a statement on Mike Wood's situation. Any more on that?
No, just we're aware of it, and it'll be handled in-house, and we'll continue to go through and get all our facts together. Obviously,
you're going through some things for the first time, and we're seeing that for the first time. What's sort of your policy when guys get in trouble, whether it's academically or off the field?
Yeah, well, it's first part of our culture is accountability. It starts with them, and everybody is accountable, and actions of a few impact many, and the actions of young men in our program, coaches in our program, affect many people, and we make that known straight up, and that when you do cross that threshold, there's consequences.
Quarterback, such a huge thing for you. Obviously, Cole Kelly went to the Manning Passing Academy. Have you been able to discover what that's done for him?
I have not.
I know you don't get to necessarily see him throw, but have you heard anything from him? Or?
Just talking with him, and I know Archie had texted me and just shared with me that, man, he did a great job, and but just talking to the players and talking to Cole and how it went and how they, not just him but all our quarterbacks are throwing out there. It seems like that we're making some progress.
I know you haven't named him, obviously, so I'm not just focusing on him other than I have a question about just the system he's been in his whole life. How do you change a guy that's used to extending plays and getting that play action and then to getting it out of his hand fast and not necessarily waiting for the deeper route?
Yeah, well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out real quick. I'm excited. I'm excited about all our quarterbacks. I'm excited to see where the Ty, where Cole is right now. From the time that we walked off the field to where we are right now, that's where the development as a quarterback, and all great quarterbacks I've been associated with, they grew more in those months of your summer trainings, and they grew during spring ball.
All right, people have talked so much about your ability to recruit Texas as being one of the great things, coming to Arkansas. How has that been received when you're out on the road? And I know we all sit back and judge it from a star perspective or how good a player is, but how do you feel like? Is it more challenging than you thought it would be? Is it about like you thought it would be? I mean, it's totally different than being at SMU, obviously.
Yeah, it's very much different than that. As you go in, obviously you go into the state of Texas, you're met with open arms. Just an excitement level of the coaches in that state wanting us to get this program back right, and so with their help, they understand the value that they have in helping us build this program. So we've been welcomed, and going in, I know that we're recruiting heavy, and we've gotten a great foothold into the state right now, and going to continue to sign a great class, and there'll be quite a few come out of the state of Texas.
All right, you got 100 interviews to do, so I'm going to let you go. But you have a message today that you're trying to get across that you're going to be delivering?
What? This is we're just excited. This is a great opportunity to be the head football coach at the University of Arkansas, and our fans are so passionate, and I'm just excited about the start of this season. And watch this 2018 football team, watch them grow, watch them develop, and to see what the end result's going to look like in December. I'm excited about this opportunity ahead.
There's only one way to get through today. Okay, you're going through all these interviews. It's full tilt boogie.
You know what? I'm going to meet with a lot
Red
of
Bull.
Them. But you, Bo, are the one that brought me a Red Bull.
Bart hooked you up, man.
I'm telling you.
We like some Red Bull.
Well, I like that.
Probably more than we should. But that's all right. We'll be juiceful and useful.
That's it.
All right,
if you're
man.
Useful, you're useful.
Coach, good to see you. Good luck.
Thank you. Good
Thanks
to see
so
you.
much. Always appreciate it.